Vision Questers. Welcome to 2020. Happy New Year. This is day 3 of our Vision 2020 workshop where we're setting our intentions, creating a process where we can set our intentions for this year, 2020 and beyond. And I'm so glad you're here sharing in this process with me. I'm doing it right along with you. I didn't do it ahead of time. I'm doing it right along with you at the same time. So let's get started. Yesterday, we cleaned our slate. We burnt up our issues and let them go back and recycle fresh, clean energy into the world so we can start fresh and clean. And today we're going to start tilling the soil. Now, we don't start building. We don't immediately start throwing out goals this way and that on day 1. It's an uncomfortable space, sitting in a space of no intention right now. I mean, we may still have some straggling intentions, but really we've kind of cleared the dead brush away, cut and pruned things out. And now we're just going to sit in this space and slowly start to build from scratch and retouch base with our primary intention, our number one intention in this lifetime. And that is what I call the soul's code. So we're going to touch base with our soul's code today. So play in the dirt a little bit, have a little fun, sift through our ideas and desires and get them all out and cultivate a little bit. Find the gems that we want to create. So are you ready to get started? First off, what do I mean when I say your soul's code? So, you know, companies and businesses, big companies and big corporations, even little companies, little mom and pop stores have a mission statement or a vision statement or some core idea that their whole business revolves around. And everything sprouts up from that one seated vision. That is what I call our soul's code. Other people, they call it your purpose in life, your purpose. I call it a soul's code because I see it clairvoyantly as more embedded into the frequency of this incarnation of your body with your spirit. And everything that you do in this life always comes back to this core necessity for yourself. So your soul's code is the prime directive of your soul for this lifetime. Because I think we've come here many times. But this lifetime, Shannon is here to kind of do one specific frequency throughout everything that she does. If that makes sense. It's like the master frequency that you're broadcasting in this lifetime. It can evolve and it can shift. It's why I'm doing this right along with you this time, because I feel that my soul's code, which I've always said is to explore and express, to explore the human condition, humanity, lifetimes, what it means to be human, as well as consciousness, and go to the far off reaches of consciousness and pull that in and then translate it and express it in more layman's terms, these far off concepts, and make them practical into everyday life. So I've always said explore and express, explore and express. And, you know, sometimes we get into a rut where you just repeat something over and over and over again until it doesn't have meaning anymore. So I'm retouching base with my soul's code. Even though I've known it for a while, I think it's evolved or shifted a little bit, and I may want to play with the words so it's not just so flippant, you know, that it's more meaningful to me. So I'm exploring my soul's code right along with you today. So it can evolve and it can shift, but every intention, every goal that you create branches off from that thing. So from that soul's code. It's in everything you do, whether you're commuting down the road, whether you're baking for your family, whether you're mothering your children. It is something that you do. It's not just your career. It's something that you can do or you feel in every little aspect of your life, if that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, feel free to comment below and I can try and explain it a little bit further, because I'm kind of going off the top of my head at the same time I do it. So it's kind of like your base note. Every intention, every little shoot that branches off of this master frequency has this frequency in it. So we want to touch base with that. We want to touch base with what that primary directive is as we build what our yearly intention is going to be for this year. And then as we start building, then the goals that are going to bring this intention out into the world, and then the action steps that we take from those goals. So we want to start by tuning in to that prime directive. So I like to stop a few times a day, if I can remember. To be honest with you, I get caught up just as anybody else, but I do like to stop at least once a day and say, how is this fulfilling my prime directive, my soul's code? Is what I am doing aligning with who I'm about, right? Your integrity, your core values. Is everything that I'm doing matching that core, what I'm doing today? And to be honest, a lot of the times when I think about that, I'm not doing my prime directive. I may be doing something that's off. And it's like, wait, how is this aligning with who I am? It's not. And it's a way of catching myself when I'm not doing it. So I touch base with that. So it helps me shift that a little bit. Also, you may already have a really clear idea. Maybe you've done this before. Maybe you know what your core values are. You've done some type of exercise through your job or something else where you already have an idea what your core values are or what your soul's code is, your purpose. But it is still good to touch base with that. If you have never really done this process before, then you may have a very enlightening experience around this whole thing. And if you do think you still may have an aha moment doing this little exercise that we're going to do in just a bit. So let's get started. You should have some type of writing utensil, some paper, a notepad. You can keep it on your lap, or if you're next to a table, you'll want to be sitting in a chair of some type to do the exercise that we're going to do, because we're going to ask some core questions. I'm going to ask some questions, and we're going to kind of start exploring, and I want you to be able to jot little epiphanies down as you have them. Let's see, what else do I want to say before we get started? Oh, so there is a book called The Soul's Code. It's by James Hillman, and in it, he talks about the same thing, that each of us have a calling, an inborn prime directive imperative coded into your soul that in order to have fulfillment and meaning in our life, we have to pull into our life and work from. It's an invisible guiding energy, a force. The Romans actually called it your genius. And I heard that a lot during 2019 in different masterminds. What's your genius zone? So that's from the Romans. They called it your genius. The Greeks called it the daemon. That's D-A-I-M-O-N. They called it the daemon, that inborn imperative, your calling. And that is a Greek derivative from the word demon, which when I first saw that, it was fascinating to me, because as you reflect on it, if you bury your daemon, if you bury your genius, your calling, your purpose, your soul's code, and you ignore it, and you shove it down and keep it quiet, whatever it is you were born to do, it turns on you. It becomes your demon. Your greatest gift can become your devil, right? Isn't that the truth when we bury that? So anytime you are feeling complete dissatisfaction really low vibrational energy, depression, rage, anger, it's probably because you are not honoring your daemon and you are not living your master soul's code. And anytime you've forsaken that for something else, you will start, I get this all the time, you will get enraged, you will get frustrated, you will feel pent up, you will feel like you're pounding down walls because you are not in flow with that soul's code. So something to think about when you find yourself off. Am I aligned with my soul's code right now? So we're going to explore that now. You can close your eyes if you want to. It is not a meditation. This is not a complete meditation. We are staying alert. We are not leaving our bodies. We're going to stay grounded. So I want you to first sit back in your chair, put your back up against the chair you're sitting in. Hopefully it has a back that you're sitting in. If it doesn't, maybe pause this video or this audio and go get a chair that you can sit in with your back supported in an upright position. And sit in the chair. Let's take a deep breath. All the way down in your belly and exhale. Just release everything. And inhale. And exhale. I want you to do that a couple of times. Inhale that prana and life force deep down into your being. Call your energy back into this moment right now. And settle into your body. Sit, I want you to concentrate on where your legs and your back and your hips meet with the chair. And call attention to that feeling of your body where it rests against the chair. And now focus your attention on your feet and where your feet meet the ground. Feel where your skin of the soles of your feet is making contact with the bottom of your shoe, if you have your shoes on, if you're barefoot, with the ground, carpet, the earth. And now place your hands on your thighs, palms down. And feel the energy, feel where your hands are making contact with your thigh. All that skin that's touching the fabric, feel the warmth. Maybe you can even feel your pulse through your palms. Maybe you can feel your hand chakras warming up in the center of your palms. And now, draw an imaginary line from your hips and the base of your spine to your feet, to your hands, back to the base of your spine, and close the circuit and try to feel all three things at once. You are grounded. And now let's call attention to the center of your head. I like to put my fingers right above my ears and draw an imaginary line behind my temples, right in the center of my brain. And I'll even touch my brow line and the back of my head and make a little crisscross imaginary lines in my brain. And I like to sit in the center of my head for this exercise. I am grounded and I am centered. Deep breath, be present right now and in tune to your intuition. Because I am going to read some sentences and ask some questions, and I want you to pay attention to your inner voice and your body as it lights up. I'm going to read some things, I'm going to read some statements coming up, and you're going to notice whether you feel shut down, whether you feel apathetic or nothing, and when you maybe jolt where awareness kicks in, or an enthusiasm kicks in, or a lightness kicks in. You're going to feel some differences as I go through this, and I want you to be aware of when those differences happen. Just tune in to your intuition, your barometric pressure inside your body as I talk about these things, and you can write things down. You do not have to be in a trance state meditation. We can be just centered, present, right now as we talk about your soul's code and let our intuition give us some information. So let go of judgment and let's be really honest about what we're doing and why we are here. I'm going to ask some questions first. Ask yourself, if I continue doing what I am doing today, what kind of person will I be in 5 years? This may tell you whether you are aligned with your soul's code or not. Kind of gives you a gauge, no judgment. There's no judgment about this. So you can kind of already get a feeling of a yes, yay, I am on track, or maybe you're not. So let's let that go. Inhale and exhale and let it go. You have your answer. Now, let us visualize the future or what we are doing now. So let's go back. Think back to a time or an event where you were doing something that you felt so on fire, so enthusiastic about, in flow, energized, aligned, and you just felt great and happy. What were you doing? How old were you when you were doing this? Is it way, way back? Is it yesterday? Was there only one time that you felt this enthusiasm and fire and spark? Are there other times that you felt this enthusiasm and spark? And when were those? Were you doing something different? How can you recreate that spark, that feeling today? Just sit with that. So let's take another deep breath. Let that go. So now I'm going to read a few words. Actually, it's several words. Just go with it. I'm going to read them. And as they come up, if you feel nothing, just let it go. If you feel terrible about it, let that go. And I want you to take a moment to write down when something sparks inside of you. And these are soul's code frequencies. These are master frequencies that you are doing, that you are here to do. And when it lines up with you, you will feel like a spark of something. So the way I'm going to word this is, my soul's code is to evolve. And I'm going to say a word, and I want you to think, my soul's code is to evolve. And I want you to think and feel the word evolve. If it feels something good to you, positive, a spark, write it down. If it doesn't feel anything, let it go. So you're just going to write down words as I say them that spark the most. And you may find some, and then you can go back later and you can reevaluate your list as to which words really are the strongest words that light your core up with that fire, that match that fire energy that you felt in the past, or maybe feel yet all the time, but you have a word for it. So I'm going to say some things, and you're going to write these words down if they light you up. I feel alive when I am aligned. Aligned. My purpose is to advance. To evolve. To grow. My soul's code is to create stability. To trust. To collaborate. To make a difference. To mediate. To socialize. To love. My soul's code is to counsel. To be known. To be admired. To achieve. To produce. To improve lives. My soul's code is to communicate. To balance. To discover. To experience luxury. to explore. My soul's code is to express, to share, to teach, to travel, to find meaning. My soul's code is to create, to take action, to create hospitality, to lead, to encourage. My soul's code is to learn, to imagine, to understand, to make decisions, to organize, to vitalize, to enliven, to motivate. My soul's code is to unify, to bring ideas together, to bring people together, to attract. My soul's code is to dream, to envision, to perceive, to evaluate. My soul's code is to align, to help, to assist, to care, to give. My soul's code is to influence, to innovate, to master, to be a messenger, to inspire, to heal, to serve, to mentor, to coach. My soul's code is to perform, to transform, to protect, to build, to empower, to invent, to nurture. I want to live a life around my legacy, potential, I am a visionary, spirited, fearless, adventure, family, friendship, knowledge, wisdom, power, integrity, authenticity, freedom, success, you may want to rewind this video and go back and listen to the words again. If you've written some down, maybe see which ones light you up even more. And I want you to pick 2 words that are the strongest words for you when you do this exercise. Just pick 2 of them if you can. Or maybe, like for me, when I was reading them, I kind of gravitated towards one word that works with another word, like transformation, like assisting with other people's transformation. Like maybe it's some of those words that come together that formulate your soul's code statement, your core frequency that all your goals will be fed by, and all your goals and successes re-feed that soul's code for you and make you feel fulfilled and alive. So you may want to go back and listen to that little segment again and re-listen to those words and pay attention to when you go, oh, like I think even when I read it, I stopped a little bit because it was like I felt something, like something hit me in a particular way. So go back, and it also may have triggered another word in there for you that worked better that I didn't say. And write this stuff down and journal it and try to form a sentence or a couple of sentences as to what really aligns with you, that you can craft your soul's code statement, your vision statement for your totality of really what feeds everything that you're about in this world, okay? In this planet, in this lifetime. So join me tomorrow. This is the soil that this is the fertilizer. This soul's code is the fertilizer for our seeds that we're going to plant for the year. So I want you to be in touch with that and write that down. You can come back or even just make a post on the page with your words as you develop them today. You can take a picture of it. I'm going to put mine on a piece of paper, a separate piece of paper than all my other things. This is going to be a separate piece of paper. My soul's code is to da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm going to put this on a piece of paper where I'm going to keep it with my other vision statements and my other intentions for the year. It's the first thing I look at, and I keep it, and I want to touch base with that as much as possible throughout 2020 and beyond. So please, please, please come back and share your words or ask questions if you need further assistance or coaching around developing this soul's code for yourself, especially if you haven't done this before. Feel free to ask questions and I'll check in. You can DM me as well and I will check in with you. So these answers, these words are the soil for our vision for 2020. And tomorrow we're going to go into the words for our year. I pick 3. So tomorrow, the 3 things for this year that I want everything to align to. The soul's code is kind of our lifetime, right? It's our lifetime vision. It's our lifetime code. And tomorrow we're going to work on our 2020 ideas and the 3 things that we want all of our goals and plans to kind of revolve around. So join me tomorrow where we go into our 2020 frequencies. And I will see you then. Comment below, share your soul's code words with me, please. I would enjoy it. And I will see you then. Stay gold.